Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing certificates of entry. This is definitely a topic that has been on the lips of many folks, especially those trying to get into Thailand. It's also been the topic of a lot of consternation amongst folks, a lot of frustration from this. And a recent article from the Telegraph, that's telegraph.co.uk. The article, in my opinion, a little bit of hyperbole, but perhaps not much. Article is titled, Thailand, the country with the most complicated entry restrictions on earth. And the byline is, holidays to Thailand are back on, but they aren't straightforward. And quoting directly, be warned that required certificate of entry, in quotes, is more extensive than the passenger locator forms you may be used to, requiring applicants to upload travel insurance details, vaccination proof, testing payment proof, hotel reservations, plane tickets, and passport details. I'll get to passport details in a minute. That's kind of an understatement. Quoting further, a quick internet search reveals angry travelers describing the form as, quote, complicated, with one Facebook user saying they, quote, gave up, unquote. Yeah, I'm sure you could probably find some quotes of consternation in the comments section below some of these videos on certificates of entry. We've definitely seen a lot of feedback and correspondence and things. Yeah, I get it. Certificates of entry are far more cumbersome than they were even a year ago, quite frankly. And in a way, and not to get too far off into kind of an op-ed here, but I think we've kind of gotten into an area of what I would call sort of bureaucratic mission creep. COEs they arguably had a function when this started, I guess. It created an extra sort of line of defense, if you will. That said, there could have been other ways to do this. My opinion, the COE process seems unnecessarily cumbersome to me, but okay, we're dealing with it. That's what we have to deal with. And on top of that, look, there's other systems, not to say they're particularly great. The ESTA system in the United States, electronic system for travel authorization, we've got that in the States. I'm not a huge fan of that system, frankly, either. I think the visa waiver program was fine before that came along, but here we are. Same can be said, I think, for COEs. Now, that said, they talk in here about passport details. Yeah, that has proven to be the source of a lot of frustration for us dealing with these things. Some of these embassies want different types of photos of passports, different types of copies of passports. It's proven to be a real frustrating thing to deal with. I can tell you one of the immigration attorneys here in our office who deals with this pretty much daily, and in fact has been getting COEs since basically the day they were available. We were assisting folks in getting those going all the way back into like early April of 2020 or mid-April of 2020. It's a cumbersome process. It's Byzantine by anyone's estimation. Anybody that's ever dealt with any bureaucracy, I would say even full-on bureaucrats would say that it's a nightmare in certain ways. And passport details are one of those. Now, hopefully, I think it's possible this could go away. In fact, I think it could go away sooner rather than later, although exactly when remains to be seen. Mostly because I think it's going to deter a lot of tourism, as noted in this article that I quoted from. And on top of that, just, from a lot of feedback I've seen online, tourists just don't really want to go through all of this hassle just to get to some place to relax. And try explaining that to somebody who's like a career bureaucrat and just thinks forms are, I don't know, for consumption, they're part of life or something, but I don't think this is here to stay, and I think as the situation evolves, we'll probably see this get phased out. Now, again, exactly when remains to be seen.